This is Too Slow, aka Seabass, and it is Christmas Eve. It is December the 24th, 2021, and I got off early from work, which is cool. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me and can pick up the audio from the cell phone. Unfortunately, my old cell phone I broke. I kid you not, I had this phone since the iPhone X was released, and I dropped this phone countless times. And it was an OtterBox Defender, and it just decided to crack the screen. It just decided to crack the screen, and it survived like this whole time. And I guess it just finally gave out on me, and unfortunately the touchscreen is dead, so I can't transfer anything. I didn't do a backup of my data, so I'm probably gonna bite the bullet and get the screen replaced. I'll probably do it myself to save some money, and that way I could back up all my data from the phone and transfer it over to this new one. This is another iPhone X. My sister upgraded to the 13, and I told her, hey, give me your old phone so I can at least use something. In the meantime, I decided to bite the bullet and get myself an iPhone 13. iPhone gang, I just like the way the camera is on the iPhone. That's like the only thing I like about the iPhones is their camera quality is just superb. So Android users, leave your comments in the comment section down below and let me know what you guys think about that. Anyways, I'm gonna go over probably the biggest flaw of any 1ZZ Toyota Matrix or Toyota Corolla. This is by far one of the biggest flaws on the vehicle, and it's not that bad. It really isn't. You can either get the part replaced or get the part fixed. I got it fixed on my dad's Matrix. I ended up getting it, so I'll just explain to you guys what's going on. So the exhaust manifold on the 1ZZ, I got one right here, a new one. So the exhaust manifold on the 1ZZ is known to fail and crack over time and overuse. I've noticed that it happens on vehicles over 200,000 miles. Both my Matrixes have over 200,000 miles already. My dad's has about 230 and my sister's has 220. And both had broken exhaust manifolds, or I should say cracked. So on my dad's, I got welded. I had a friend that did it really quick, and it's good. It's good for, I don't know, however long it decides to break again. But for my sister, because she commutes in her car literally every day, I don't have time to take off her exhaust manifold and go get it welded and put it back on. It just doesn't work with our schedule. We both work 9 to 5 shifts, and they're kind of offset a little bit, so we can't really do the job. So she ended up just paying the money and she paid for it. She bought a new OEM one exhaust manifold, and I'll show you guys right So now. Here's that OEM exhaust manifold. There's the part number, and we're gonna go swap it out for the one that's cracked on her Matrix. Hopefully that loud music doesn't pick up and get me copyright. But let me go ahead and show you guys what I got here. You know what's funny? I was actually about to upload this video, and I kid you not, the same people that I watched to do the engine swap for the Matrix, they just uploaded the cracked manifold on their video, and they ended up using the Dorman one. The difference with the Dorman one, it's cheaper and it's cast iron. So the Dorman one is cast iron, and this is just pipes welded together. This it will run you about $200 if you buy it new, but I bought this new but off someone on eBay, and they had it for about $150 ship, so it ended up saving me about 50 bucks. So hopefully this lasts about another 200,000 miles before it does decide to crack. I'm pretty sure it's gonna crack, but you know, 200,000 miles is a long way from my sister to reach another 200, so she'd be at around 400 when this thing decides to crack again. So I'm not gonna port the exhaust manifold. That's one of the things you can also do, is port it. You would want to get a Dremel and just cut this all out right here and make it smooth, but this isn't a race car, this is just a daily. But there's a whole video for that if you guys are interested. I'll probably make one at a sometime later date. But Dorman one is probably going to be the better option, but it's heavier. It is cheaper, but it's made out of cast iron, so I don't know if that's going to affect the way it works or if it's going to be any exhaust leaks. And the Dorman one does include hardware and gaskets. OEM one doesn't, but as I keep telling everyone, OEM or go home, right? So the tools we're going to use for the job are these right here. We're going to use a 3/8 ratchet with a swivel head, or a wobble head, I guess you want to call it. An assortment of extensions from short to long. O2 sensor socket. A 12 and a 14 millimeter, preferably deep sockets. And we're going to be using a adjustable wrench. If you do have a 22 millimeter wrench, you can go ahead and use that. This I'm only using because I don't have my 22 here at home, and you need this to remove the O2 sensor. But because I can't use this because this won't clear the firewall, so I will only be using this once the exhaust manifold is off the vehicle. And then to make the job a little bit easier, my Milwaukee cordless. This is probably my best tool so far to date as a mechanic, and I will for sure buy another one if this ever goes out, but you guys can see how much I've used this. No, I didn't just scrape it on the floor. It's been used really well. So best $150 I've ever spent. Came with 2 batteries and a charger. The Matrix XR, literally probably one of the best daily drivers you can buy out there. It's spacious. You can haul stuff, you can like load up stuff, and great gas mileage, low maintenance, and I just love these cars. 1ZZ is probably one of the more to close bulletproof engines Toyota has done. So enough chit chat though, let's get to work. So first thing what we're going to want to do is unbolt the shield. One down here, another one over here, and one right here. Oh my gosh, her valve cover is leaking pretty bad. Gonna have to recommend one of those to her and get that replaced, but let's remove the heat shield first because we need to access the bolts that hold the exhaust manifold. You know, it's probably smart if I let you guys hear what it sounds like. So it just sounds like you have an open header in a way. So I didn't want to let it get too hot, because I gotta remove it. But first things first, remove the O2 sensor. So the heat shield bolts are actually 12 millimeter. So I was able to get them off really easy. Heat shield's off. If you live out in the East Coast, it's gonna be pretty hard to get those off. So if you have to just break your exhaust manifold shield, just do it. All right, heat shield is removed, and the cracks are gonna be on the bottom side. I'll show you guys right now, but for now we're gonna focus on the nuts. Anyways, one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So with that, I was able to remove all the nuts, and there they are. The cordless Milwaukee 3/8, it does so well. If you're gonna get into like car work and stuff, get the ratchet 3/8 cordless from Milwaukee. Probably the best tool I've bought, seriously. So now that we've undone those, we have a bracket, I believe. Let's see if I can get it from up here. So this is where those long extensions are going to come into play. We're going to remove these 14 millimeter bolts. They're the spring clamp bolts, and you have one on each side. I can't get the other one, but oh wait, there we go. So we have that one right there, and then we have the one over here, and then we have a lonely exhaust bracket. right there. So we remove those 3 and the exhaust manifold should come right out. So let's get to it. You're gonna wanna run long extensions and go through here where the sway bar meets, and the cat. You're gonna wanna go through here to get those. Let's see if I can get them. All right, let's get to it. And with a little bit of work, you are able to get it out from the back of the engine. So it makes the job easier if you remove the O2 sensor, but I guess my O2 sensor socket does not clear the firewall. And I took my 22mm wrench to work because I needed to do a couple of alignments on a couple Toyotas, and I needed that 22mm at work. So I forgot it, I didn't realize it. But now that I have it removed, I'm gonna make sure to put that on last before throwing on the exhaust manifold. And I'll probably tighten it with like a adjustable clamp and see what's up. All right, guys, moment of truth. So there's our crack. Wow, that's a holy crap. This crack is no way. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I got a funny for you guys. No effing way, dude. How was this car still running? I'm gonna reuse this donut because I did change it a couple months ago. But check this out, guys. Dude, what a pile of shit. So I already went ahead and transferred the new donut gasket and the lower exhaust shield. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back into the car and bolt it up. So from now on, everything is in reverse. This is why I encourage everyone to save their hardware. Let me see if I can focus on this. You see that? Those threads are shot. Those threads are shot. So I'm not gonna be throwing that back in. And I got these from that silver matrix I parted out, the XRS. See if I can focus on it. So I was able to save these from that matrix XRS, the silver one that I ended up junking. This is why I tell you guys, save everything that you get from these cars. Bolts, nuts, put them in a box, put them in a jar. I don't know, because this is the type of stuff that's gonna happen. You're gonna be needing that bolt, and where are you gonna get it? From that bucket jar that you saved all your bolts in. Very, very important. So we're gonna go ahead and clean these up with a wire brush and throw them back in. So we already went ahead and put back our 14mm for the bracket. And we put those back on, the new ones, or I guess used ones, but new to the car. And you wanna make sure that lip right there goes through the hole so that it makes a good seal. So that's that. And then this one as well, you can see the little lip went through. So cool. So lower mid pipe is connected already, bracket is connected. Now we got to figure out a way to tighten that O2 sensor. And when you guys use your cordless, make sure to go back and torque it with the non-cordless just to make sure that everything's tight and torqued well. So we're done under the car, so let's get out of here. See, that's the downside of having, or I guess working at a dealership. You want to have your tools at work, but then you sometimes want to have some here at home. And so, as I said, I left my 22 at home, so I'm just going to use this adjustable wrench from Harbor Freight to tighten the O2 sensor and then put the heat shield back on. So there you have it, guys. Everything's put back together. O2 sensor's connected. And now we're going to check to see if the noise went away. Most likely it will. So you can hear that, it sounds just like a 1ZZ now. No more sputtering from the exhaust. So it's gonna heat up a little bit. You can see the smoke coming out of it. So that's all the oils from our hands from the exhaust manifold. So while that's going off, or while that's doing its thing, I don't want to scare my sister, so I'm gonna let that do its job. And now we're gonna go ahead and remove the jack. You always want to make sure if you're gonna crawl under the vehicle, use a jack stand. Do not ever go under the vehicle without a jack stand. So review, guys, you can remove it and go get the exhaust manifold welded back up easily. That's what I did with my dad's Matrix XR when I did his 1ZZ swap. But as I said, my sister has a tight schedule and she was more than willing to pay for the new exhaust manifold rather than getting the old one welded up. Everyone just has a different lifestyle, yo. If that thing was really bad, you guys saw that, right? That thing was really bad, and that's one of the flaws of the Matrix that I've noticed. I can hear these cars just sputtering down the street. They run forever, they work, but just, I don't know, the exhaust manifold just wasn't welded up nice, or just the stress from the heat just cracks them. And you can reuse them, you can go get them molded, but as I said, just my sister has a different time schedule than me, and it would require me to pull it out, go get it welded somewhere. It's gonna take some time, and you know, she's on a time crunch right now, so she's probably gonna head on out right now. I know it's Christmas Eve, she came to help us do tamales, but she's gonna head on out and she's gonna come back when the tamales are ready. She's always on the go, so that's one of the reasons why, as I said, we bought the new one. It's better, it's good. It's gonna last her another 200,000 miles, because around that time is when it started to make the noise, her original one. So let's see how long it lasts. Hopefully she does have the car for that long. This thing is a champ. The only thing I've done to this Matrix since she's owned it is regular maintenance and one passenger axle. That's it. Nothing to this car. It is great. So 2005 Toyota Matrix XR, and there you guys have it. That's one of the bigger flaws of the Toyota Matrix XR, and catch you guys later. See ya. Oh, and I should say Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Merry Christmas.